committee that visited Governor Similaye Fubara, but what do you make of their stand and what do you make of that visit?
And perceive things differently. You know, like I've always said here, politics is political and is mainly of interest. You know, so some of the guys who talked about this matter, some said it's caricature, some said all they said. I don't see it like that.
Okay.
I only see it as political because it is politics.
Yes.
Every politician moves with interest. Their own interest might be that they want to support the governor, and that's exactly what they are doing. However, whether it is right or wrong in their own perception, that is left for them.
Then and they must have their settlement must come from the ground norm of the party, which is the party constitution, that is more supreme than every other person's decision or opinions. So we can't go outside the ground norm of the party. We must go in line. We must work in pari passu of the constitution we have made that should guide us and protect us. Not going outside the constitution. So the constitution have declared that Fubara remains the party leader until he exits the office. Prior before today, somebody was a leader. Prior before 2015, somebody was a leader. Now, during that period, when Odile was in power, Odile was a leader, and also as Odile exit the office, Amesi became the leader. Odile did not say because I handed over to you, why must you become the leader? I'm still the leader. He bowed out. But his respect as a father still remains for him.
Okay, I want further clarifications on party leadership in political parties in a state, because I recall there was a certain time on my show we use both APC states and PDP states, you know, to make these comparisons. Now, one of the concerns that came up was I asked that question: what does the party constitution say? Now, some of the party members that came on my show said that it is not in the party constitution.
It's a conventional thing.
I'm saying that because I've also seek clarification from Akumefile, considering that he is an APC card carrying member, you know. So they said that it is not in the party constitution anywhere that the governor of a state is the leader of the party. That the leader of the party, according to the constitution, is the chairman of the party in that state. However, that there is this conventional on crisis is lingering. The more PDP in River State is even balkanized. Right now, how do we see this playing out in 2027, considering what happened in Edo State and how PDP lost out in Edo State? Right, even towards the election period, very close to the election, you saw big wigs like that not be leaving, Ibenedion leaving. You could see the big wigs, the people who had grassroots power. They left with in their droves with their people, and to a large extent that eventually affected PDP in Edo State. APC was able to mend fences, PDP was not able to mend fences, Labour Party was not able to mend fences, and to a large extent PDP was affected. How do you see that playing out, even though the dynamics in River State appears to be very different from the political dynamics in Edo State, but it's still the same level of balkanization that is going on, and now it is being worsened
within 45% of preparedness before 2026, because the moment it hits 2026 and
there's no more time,
there won't be any time,
because that will be party politics.
The party politics primaries. So that's what I think.
All right, Lawrence, now I'll still ask you the same question, because I need to know what you think about, you know, this factional leadership in PDP in River State. The fact that we have one that emerged via congresses according to the constitution, but have been set aside by the courts, though it's been appealed. Edwin Woko, Love Otonye, you know, as Edwin Nwoko, particularly as the chairman of PDP in Rivers State. And after that appointment, Debo Ologunagba, who is the publicity secretary, came out to appoint by himself Ewo led caretaker committee. Now, the court said Edwin Nwoko is the PDP chairman in Rivers State. The one that Debo, appointed, he called them caretaker committees in Rivers State. Now, the governor has, acknowledged Edwin Nwoko, and the governor also acknowledged that of Debo Ologunagba, which leaves us at a crossroad.
Okay, I think I have my idea there is that, or my scene there is that the governor and the AWOL-led faction are in line with the governor. Also, Nwoko. Is it Nwoko what?
Edwin Nwoko, yes.
Yes. So he's also in alliance with the governor. That is why he was able to recognize the two factions. Because in politics, I see that even though we're not politicians, but at least we analyze politics. We read politics. We know what politics is all about. I see that sometimes Wike today is not an APC. He's not an APC member, but his body politics plays APC. His full body plays PDP. Now, in case the team falls from this way, enters this way, I am not losing. It falls the other way, I am not losing. That is what the governor has played, and that is what every politician does. Remember?
Now you recall that the EWO-led PDP caretaker committee appointed by Debo, that the national has come out, PDP has come out to debunk that.
It was national who appointed.
And they said, no, it wasn't the national. That's what I'm trying to explain. The national has no hand in that appointment. Debo Ologunagba, as a publicity secretary, came out to make that announcement. And the PDP, national, through the deputy publicity secretary, Ibrahim, came out to, debunk that, and also, called out Debo Ologunagba. Because when Debo was saying that, Debo was speaking in the capacity of PDP publicity, national publicity secretary. However, when the deputy publicity secretary was speaking, he said that the National Working Committee has not convened to even, the National Working Committee has not even considered that court judgment, not to mention taking a decision on it. You understand? So Debo Ologunagba acted as a person, not even as a member of the National Working Committee. Now, the EWO-led caretaker that Debo appointed, he appointed as Debo Ologunagba, and not as PDP National Publicity Secretary, and not as, and he was not empowered by NWC. Do you understand the thing here now with the EWO-led? The EWO cannot, do not get their power from PDP. They got their mandate, not even power in this instance. They got their appointments from Debo, not even publicity secretary. They got the appointment from Debo Ologunagba. When you say publicity secretary, it means that he was acting based on the powers of the National Working Committee. So he acted as a person. That's what PDP said. He acted as a person, not in the capacity of National Working Committee. So Debo appointed them, not the PDP.
You see, PDP, Ologunagba, as the National Publicity Secretary, is working with the governor of the state, and he will do everything to protect him. Now he holds a stake in the National Working Committee. The deputy publicity secretary of the PDP National is not working with the governor. So there is every tendency that when this one gives his order, the other will come to counter.
How so?
What I'm saying so is that the National Working Committee have not sat.
Is the National
Working Committee? No, National Working Committee.
No, is the National Publicity. When you say countering, it appears he has.
He's the deputy.
No, he's not even the. Listen, we have the national chairman. We have the national secretary. He is the national publicity secretary. Now, when it comes in order of hierarchy, he's not even a principal officer of the National Working Committee.
Sure.
He's not a principal officer, right?
Yes.
Now, it would have been a major crisis to a large extent if the secretary is speaking or the chairman spoke. And even in that instance, when the chairman speaks without the backing of the NEC, the resolution of the NEC is still an issue. So now the PDP has come out to say Debo did not act as National Publicity Secretary. When you act in that capacity, it means that you have the backing of the NWC. But in this instance, he acted as Debo Ologunaba, an individual. Now, which brings to the concern of the governor, backing Ewo. You understand me? Backing Ewo, can Ewo link his legality? Can he link or claim legality of being the PDP caretaker in Rivers State from national? Now, how do you be a leader when you don't even get correspondences from the national? You understand? If national, let's say national is to hold another congress, will Ewo be consulted? Do you understand? They even if they, let's even look at it from the other angle, that the PDP decides to, the National Working Committee decides to accept the judgment of the court. Are you aware that the National Working Committee, it still lies on them or behoves upon them to still appoint caretaker pending when that matter is resolved? And they can still choose to appoint Aaron Chukwemeka. And they can still choose to appoint every other person. What the court says is restraining PDP from recognizing Aaron Chukwemeka as the chairman because of that Congress. However, that is on one hand. The PDP, the National Working Committee can still say, okay, we accept that judgment. However, Aaron Chukwemeka is appointed as the PDP caretaker committee chairman. It is not against that judgment. I'm just trying to say something that, where did Ewo, can Ewo lay claim to his legitimacy from the National Working Committee? If no, the governor backing Ewo up, does it solidify his structure in Rivers State?
Do you know that the court also did not give any power to any of the factions to say you are the acting
the court
chairman?
Did. That's where Edwin Woko comes in. Do you understand?
I don't get it.
Edwin Woko was the person that took this matter to court.
Edwin Woko.
Love Otonye. So now one of the prayers in court, apart from annulling the congresses, was that the court should recognize them as the executives of PDP in Rivers State, and the court granted that prayer. Yes. The
court granted that relief to
Edwin Woko.
To the Edwin Woko. Now, there is no other, no matter how highly placed in the National Working Committee, that would have countered that which court has already granted. So, if Ologunaba, on his personal capacity, decide to recognize Ewo, I think it's done and void, ab initio. Now, if also the National Working Committee recognizes any other faction outside that of the court,
the court imposed leaders on a political party, leaders that did not go through the process.
Now, in Woko's matter, now I will say that for court to have pronounced him, I think he remains the chairman. Then outside that, the background, what gives him the locus to stand upon, then claiming the chairmanship or maybe asking the court to give him the caretaker committee chairmanship or something. Now, court is not a Father Christmas whereby they will not give you what he did not ask for. It is only this Woko who was able to say, I declare me the chairman or the acting chairman of the PDP here in the state. Now, Woko had not for once seen himself or announced himself as the factional chairman or one time recognized as a chairman, outgone or present or whatever. But then he has seen it that maybe it is his own right. He should be able to go in for that.
All right.
That even though it is not his right, but we have asked the court and court granted his relief.
All right.
So it is not of the National Working Committee to say no or yes.
Okay. Very well. Very well. Honorable Akumefle,
yes. The truth is, you made mention of the Supreme Court judgment that gave powers to the party's internal affairs to remain within the party. Okay, and this judgment didn't come once, it came more than once or even more than twice. And this has been the reason for which parties have claimed that no matter whatever judgments that courts give, contrary to whatever decision they have come up with, they won't obey those decisions, because the Supreme Court, being the arbiter of court in the country, have said that parties are supreme. And so now, when that judgment of Nwoko came, everybody in Rivers State shouted, who is even Nwoko? As I talk to you, I don't know him. I don't even know the other lady. They are not even people that are known to have played party politics in Rivers State. Nobody knows them. And now they went and surreptitiously got a judgment that pronounced them. And the party said, no, we don't know you. And they have gone to set aside that judgment and now appeal that judgment. Like she said, the party reserves the right, even if court has said Chukwemeka Iron is no longer the chairman. Party also reserves the right to reappoint him as caretaker pending the determination of these matters in court. And so while that was going on, one single entity in an 18-member National Working Committee come out to pronounce somebody a caretaker and all that. That's an aberration.
Now,
okay, that's an aberration. So I think that these matters are within the PDP. And so me being a member of another political party who even want PDP to die should not be the one that will solve their problem. I think that PDP should go to look for a way to solve their own internal crisis. But the strategies the governor is deploying, that's my concern, will not help him. I have been in party politics since 1999. And by the grace of God, I participated in so many party political issues. And I feel that the governor is missing it here. In fact, day by day, he's shrinking by the strategies he's deploying. I think he really needs to rejig his strategy, like I said before. Okay? So I understand that you are not knowledgeable of the party politics. And that's why you are not even able to meander within the questions that this woman is trying to put to you. However, when you go home today, because you have said you are not a politician, and so I think that when you come again, discuss issues that are not political, especially when you have politicians, go and study party politics. You must not be a politician, but you can still have political interest. Okay, this issue of PDP affairs in Rivers State, it seems you don't have hold of them. Okay, so I think that you need to have hold of them.
Lawrence, it's more of a man who believes in the rule of law.
Good.
And which I applaud, and I always stand on my show.
Good.
Now he's saying, since the court has said this, the court order should be obeyed, regardless of whether it's against the party constitution or not. But it should be obeyed. Then the party can do what they need to do if they want to vacate it.
And somehow,
this is where he's coming from.
He's also diving to the support of the governor.
That's his opinion.
But is that rule of law?
Counts.
But that he said it stands by the rule of law.
Let me just
go ahead,
sir.
You see, telling me that I'm not knowledgeable in politics, I think it's
political matters. Sorry.
It's quite insulting.
Sorry.
And again, in politics, like I didn't get when she said that the court order the court's declaration had been set aside. I didn't get it when you said that. If I had gotten what she said as setting aside the order, then I should have known what to respond towards that. Now, one can play politics in 100 years, but after which, somebody who just began yesterday or who just began today will overtake the person. So it doesn't matter how many years you've been in politics.
Overtaking is allowed.
From 1999, I've been in politics. I contested my ward as a councillor in 2018. Also, I contested as a chairman.
So you say you're not a politician? So you're a politician.
I think I should have that knowledge about politics.
Then don't say you're not.
Don't say you're not a politician.
What I'm saying is that I have decided to quit politics.
Okay. You are no longer.
And then hold on to my profession.
Right.
So that if it comes to Wike and another person, if Wike is at the right position, we should tell him he is the person doing the right thing. If governor is the person doing the right thing, we should also tell him he's doing the right thing. Now, we should be able to use our thinking faculty to know that what is moral is moral, what is immoral is immoral. No matter how politics could meander and then bring in immorality into moral livings. Now, if the court have set aside the judgment, yes, I agree with him. The party has the exclusive right to appoint even the person they have sacked to say, okay, remain there under acting capacity until or pending when this matter had been resolved, neither in court or out of court. Then, outside that too, the governor is playing his own politics the way he feels he can play it. Nobody can tell him he's not playing it well. That is how his understanding is. That is how people are. He follows people's advice. He is today working with 3 members of House of Assembly. We can one time work with 6 members of House of Assembly members. Did heaven fall? Heaven never fall. Now, he appointed me to be the manager of this place. Allow me run the affairs of this place. If I bankrupt the place, I should be held responsible. I should be held liable on running down the place. Now, if the governor is doing what he feels, nobody should question him for that. The only thing we should stay aside, we are the watchers, and then watch his movement. Either he's not doing, we criticize him. The National Working Committee, whether if the number of the National Working Committee are divided, there is no two ways about it. They are divided. Is it the first time the National Working Committee have gotten divided? During the Ahmadu Sharif, didn't see what happened. We thought that PDP would have been buried that time.
Now, see the concern that Kingsley Akumefule has that he's talking about. Now, he's talking about time for party primaries, because all these things are alignments and realignments in political interest. Now, can Ewo led committee appointed by Debo Ologunagba, can Ewo, sell interest forms?
If it has interest form?
No, that's not the question I asked. I said in 2026, when time for party primaries, are in full gear, and there will be need for primaries to be conducted, can Ewo sell PDP forms in the state?
Well, that I don't know, because Ewo himself, I think he was the acting chairman during, I think that early period. I'm sure whether he was the chairman, acting chairman also before now.
It was Aaron Chukwuemeka.
Yeah, it was Chukwuemeka who was the acting chairman before he was made a substantive chairman during Congress. During the Congress.
Yes.
Now Ewo himself, I think I have not heard about him.
Ewo is the person appointed by Debo Ologunagba.
Okay,
that's the question I'm now asking.
Now.
Can he sell? Yes.
I mean before now.
Yes, he has been in the ESCO. He has been vice chairman Rivers West.
Okay.
When Aaron was chairman.
Yes. I have not seen him acting as a personal chairman of the PDP from time. Not until
he has not
until Ologunagba, on his own personal capacity, announced to him. Because if I say appointment, it's as if the appointment is a substantive, which is not. So he on his own decided to announce to him based on his own personal reasons. And now, if Ologunagba has done that, I think he have done that in error. Ologunagba did that in error, because he, as a single man, you today, you can be the manager of this place. You have director, you may have chairman. Now, because you are the manager, you just come up and say, I have approved this person to become the managing director. This person, you are going to, without the consent of your executives. It can't stand.
It still boils down to the question I asked earlier when you were talking about the governor playing the politics the way he understands. Now, Akumefule is saying that this strategy is not strong enough to make the governor scale through, politics in 2026. Now, embracing Woko, embracing Ewo, the question now is their legitimacy. Can they sell? That's why I just asked. That's like the most fundamental. That everybody can claim I'm this and that, but there will be a day when the true leader will come out, and the true leader of the person is backed by the national. That's why I asked the question: can they sell party forms, or is Debo Ologunagba going to print out special party forms, or are these factions going to provide their own party forms? that because the River State will get their party forms like every other state from the national. Can Ewo, appointed or like you said, announced by Debo, can he sell party forms to aspirants?
He cannot.
In River State.
He cannot do that because he is not. You know, the form comes from the national. You don't print it here. The form comes from the national, and then by the time Ewo claiming to be the acting chairman of the PDP here in the state, is not in agreement or in alliance or consonant with the national.
So now the register, because now that it brings me back to the issue with PDP, and that is part is the 27 lawmakers are building on in their case.
Yes.
You know, because now Tony Okocha has a party register recognized by the national.
Yes.
Emeka Beke has a party register not recognized by the national.
Recognized by the court.
Recognized by the court. The court does not recognize party register. We are talking about documents now. Now, Tony Okocha receives resolutions, decisions, instructions from the national. Emeka Beke does not. Now, at the end of the day, these things translate to day-to-day running of the state. And the concern that I have is, how is the governor going to scale through this in 2026?
Okay.
How is he going to scale through this in 2027? Or is there maybe something that we...
Now I understand where you are going.
You understand where I'm going to?
Now,
go ahead.
Let me tell you that before time, before then, this matter must have been resolved. You see, that is why, even though maybe he's denied ticket, he has every right to pick ticket from any other party. Because as it stands,
are you even aware that APP, even though this litigation is not being publicized, APP right now might face expulsion from INEC?
Serious one.
Because there is a matter going on challenging APP's legality. Now, Electoral Act has it that political parties, to be considered legitimate political parties in the country, must have won elections at the national level, at the state level, and at regional levels. Now, APP does not.
Don't win it. APP does
you can't mention APP in national. You can't mention them in regional. You can't mention them in state. It's just this local government elections and the local government election is still under litigation. So we are not yet sure as at now. Do you understand? So the question will be, the governor pitching tent with a political party, unless probably Labour Party, but I'm just trying to understand which of them and how strong are they now and how widely spread. Is the choice of APP by the governor a wise one?
That is exactly what I'm trying to say. I was reading the Electoral Act yesterday night. Now, I discovered that if with this problem that is coming up in APP, they might be delisted by INEC. Now, but does not mean that outside APP there is no other party that the governor can clinch this ticket or can clinch a ticket from. Now, the governor, as he is today, might decide to quit. Nobody knows what he wants to do. He might also decide to go say, okay, since I don't have this power, I don't have the requisite power to grab ticket in PDP. He can shift ground to another party.
Okay.
We have some other local political parties that can give him ticket. Abga is there. Abga has the listing. What they call Labour Party is there. So there are parties that can even that are even looking for him. But have it that there is no how this matter will not be resolved in favor of the governor
before 2027.
Yes,
before 2026.
Before 2027. Even before next year ending.
Next year ending, isn't that too late?
2026. There is every possibility that this.
You know that the political calendar started ticking immediately after elections. And as it stands now, as of last year, actually, politicians have started alignments and realignments.
Yes.
As at now, they are testing the waters.
Still on.
The thing is, they are testing the waters. Talks of mergers and all that. When you say it will be resolved before 2027, we
what
have.
What I mean by
if
that
PDP
is
is going to survive, PDP has 2025.
you see, there is every chances that this matter might end in favor of this man, because what we are talking is about the national.
All right, very well. Akumefile, what do you have to
say? Let me just say something. Sorry, you misunderstood me, and I never meant you are not knowledgeable of politics. I said the politics of Rivers PDP. That was what I said, and you misunderstood me. Again, I didn't know I was meeting a prophet. Maybe after now I'll meet you privately so you could profile some solutions to my challenges. Haven't said that definitely these crises are going to be in favor of the governor. That was what he said, and I think that is commendable. Thank you for bringing a prophet. Possible. You didn't say it was possible, but he said you are sure it's going to be in favor of the governor. Okay, thank God you said that.
So
what I am saying, sir, is this:
it's under probability. He might end in his favor. It may end in his favor.
If you have said, you are just saying this now, and I applaud that. The real issue we are talking here, not that the governor is not playing politics. Like I said in my beginning, in my intro, I said politics is political. And I'm not against whatever everybody said, because that could be their perception to it. But remember that we are talking about 2027, like she said. Even if the governor would want to go to another party, it is still now. There's a photographer in my place. Whenever I want to take a photograph, you want to snap you, he will tell you, stay well, what he's saying,
do you know if he has started?
We are here in this.
You don't know.
We are here playing politics. And every politician strategizes for the future. And so as you are also strategizing, you are watching your opponent if he is also doing something. And so as politicians, we are watching what our opponents are doing. Remember, he is our major opponent, because we want to take over the brick house in 2027. So we're doing everything to watch all the things he's doing. Like, I want to let you know today, he's not doing anything. Even the strategies he's using, for me, is a cake. And it is not even contemporary. They can't work in today's Nigerian politics. And so that's why I have always maintained that he needs to rejig his strategies. If he's hearing me, or you can take it to him, that he really needs to rejig his strategy. If he would even stand a chance of contesting, not even winning. Because, like, you know, you can make all do everything. When he gets to buying forms, that will be a problem. Remember, there was a revalidation exercise done by PDP. That matter had not been handled. That matter, somebody from the National said, no, they've cancelled it. That matter went to court. And that matter is still in court. When these things will happen, it will be like willy-willy. A lot of matters are in court today. I'm telling you as a politician, a lot of them, they are just kept there in the incubation. When they will come up, you will be surprised that even the governor will not even be able to handle those matters. I said again, let him go and look at his strategies and rejig it, because the time is running very fast. He may not catch up with the time, except he is a prophet. Was the prophet in the Bible that ran and met up, except he is that prophet.
All right, very well. Let's move on to Ekiti State. Ekiti State government on Thursday dismissed the report of the existence of either Sharia court or the proposed independent Sharia arbitration panel in the state. Recall that the independent Sharia arbitration panel, presided over by 3 Qadis, Imam Abdullahi Abdul Mutulib, Imam Abdul Karim Junaid Bamibola, and Dr. Ibrahim Aminullahi Ogunride, held its first sitting during the week at the Ado-Ekiti Central Mosque and adjudicated on 2 marriage-related disputes. However, a statement made available to newsmen in Ado-Ekiti on Thursday by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Dayo Apata SAN, denied the existence of such body, saying the independent Sharia arbitration panel is not in the judicial structure of the state arbitration, and all mediation is a quasi-judicial matters which are regulated by law in the state. Abata said there is existing legal structure in Ekiti State, and that is the Customary Court of Appeal and High Court, that has been handling issues related to Islamic, Christian and traditional marriages and inheritance without any rancor or agitation. Abata emphasized that customary courts and the Customary Court of Appeal can effectively take care of any customary issues arising from Yoruba traditional marriages, Islamic marriages and Christian marriages, especially the ones that were not backed up by the statutory marriages, which can only be dissolved by the state high courts throughout Nigeria. While noting that the issue is a religious matter that must be handled with utmost care, Abata, however, cautioned against activities that may negatively affect the state government's policy of peaceful coexistence among residents of the state, stressing that the government would not compromise on any action that may hinder the prevailing peace and foster hostility in the state. Lawrence, what do you make of this story?
Well, they can even cite a kind of a customary court here in this place. On citing the customary court here, while the governor have not gazetted it, he will only be working, but the community that we are under, maybe Choba, will still remain under Choba.
All right.
Then, while Choba, the Rumusi here, I think Rumusi here also, Uzoba rather. Uzoba here, the court is here started in Uzoba. Uzoba man can go to Choba and then saying that it's Choba that has the jurisdiction over their matter. Why they have a court here?
Right.
That is supposed to have taken over the jurisdiction of the court because the government, it has not been gazetted by the government and signed as to give them the jurisdiction, the people that they are supposed to work, that are supposed to be under them.
All right.
So the Sharia court have no right just to fly from somewhere and then come to Ekiti and begin to adjudicate over matters.
All right.
Does not concern them.
All right, very well.
It's very simple. These issues are not issues we even need to waste our time. For the fact that the state government have said they are not aware and that such courts doesn't exist in the state, I think that those persons who tried to cause religious crisis, because this could cause religious crisis in that state, such persons should immediately be arrested and prosecuted. Because if this matter is not seriously handled, it might cause serious religious matters. And before you know it, it affects the whole state. So the government haven't said that they are not aware of whatever that is happening in that context, should quickly wade into that matter, arrest those guys and prosecute them. And that, I think, will bring an end to any other person who would want to bring up such issues.
All right, very well. Thank you so much, Honorable Kingsley Akumefule, for coming on Open Conversation. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Lawrence Ubukoya, for coming. It's also a pleasure having you today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And thank you so much, our viewers, for always staying connected to us. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Laurentia Ugu. Transition News comes up next. Do not go away.
Traffic challenge, how high the obstacles, we all enjoy.